player doing the things at his size.
Go, AD. Oh, no, don't turn it over. Oh, no, that's a bad turnover.
Eye-popping
Oh,
plays
ref, come on.
People could not wrap their head around what it is he could do, taking 2 steps from half court, lengthening out his right arm to finish.
Come on, Danny.
No.
Let's go. Big play.
Thank you. Yeah.
I needed that.
We're the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's always fun to look around and see fans singing our Stars Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And here's a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
More than 40 years ago, the Oscar Robertson rule ushered in the new era of free agency in the NBA. In the last decade, players have taken personal agency. They've pulled up stakes and forced trades in search of an ideal environment. Now, sometimes for teams on the losing end of that, it's a bitter pill to swallow. But this is the new reality of the NBA. Kevin?
It is indeed, D.A. Thank you. Clark, you love these kind of games. 2 teams with huge expectations this season.
Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. I mean, this really could be a foreshadowing of the playoffs. I mean, neither side wants to give in to the other, so I think we've got 2 playoff teams here.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Patrick Beverley. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. And for the Lakers, Green and LeBron at the 2 and the 3. JaVale McGee is out there with Anthony Davis, and it's Bradley in at the point. Now here is Davis. It's hauled in by Paul George. Here's Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by George. Leonard's got the opening field goal of the game for the Clippers.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Here's LeBron. Bradley passes to Davis. Puts one up from 19. Good. He hits the jump shot.
Over the years, his catch-and-shoot jumper has gotten so much better. You can tell LeBron's really worked on that part of his game.
Here's Beverly. They get a hand on it. Pass to George. Makes it off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's LeBron. 29 points for him last game against Houston.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Now here's Beverly after LeBron James's miss. Down low. Pulls up. And again, the Clippers good for 2. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Pass to Bradley. Zubac against McGee. Outside, Green. Kicks it out to Bradley. 2 on the clock. Releases. With the clock winding down, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Davis is really the total package. A mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
Lakers shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. And he knocks down the first one. And the trade for Anthony Davis a risk for the Lakers, but they feel, Greg, that both sides will find an extension offseason.
There is mutual interest from both sides. Lakers made the trade confident Davis would resign. A bit of a leap of faith, but the Lakers did everything they could to secure Davis long term.
He's off on the second.
And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
McGee finds James. And again, no good by the Lakers.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
The Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And we are talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words, Greg, what he's able to do on the basketball floor?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time. On a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
Beverly for 3. Rebound by JaVale McGee.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
You know, that's a trademark of his defense. Quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Now Beverly. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State. Here's Leonard. Great tee that time from Green.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
Here's Davis. McGee dishes to Davis. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Mark, among the bigs, which one do you think runs the floor the best?
Boy, I tell you, Anthony Davis is gazelle-like, and this guy is north of 7 feet tall and is just agile and quick in getting up and down. I think I'd put him at the top of the list. Clint Capella is in that category, and Giannis Antetokounmpo as well. But a lot of times he has the ball and is taking it rack to rack.
He does. He brings it up like a guard, and no one can stop him.
Nobody can stop that guy when he gets coming downhill at you.
Here's what the Clippers are with right now. Montrezl Harrell comes in for Morris. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
And the Clippers making a change here. Shamet's checked in. It's stolen by Bradley. There's the lob to the hoop. He's looking for LeBron and finds it. And he lays it straight in.
LeBron can score from anywhere, but he's most effective close to the hoop. Very skilled in the paint.
Here is Williams. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Here's Harrell. Shamet trying to break loose. The three-pointer, no good. Here's Davis, and there's another one for the Lakers.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot.
And the foul on Avery Bradley. That is his first foul of the game. For the Clippers, Green comes in for Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Paul George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. 6 on the shot clock. There's the pass to Shamet. From deep. Rebounded by McGee. McGee's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. James trying to free himself up. And Green slams it in.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Platoon swap here for the Lakers. And look now at a few years worth of data. Some of the assist numbers under the microscope for Rondo.
The drop in his assists over the past few years have made him more of a one-dimensional player offensively. He needs to get that passing element back in his game, and that'll make life a lot more difficult for opposing defenses.
And the Lakers decide to take their first timeout here.
And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. In third, the Lakers.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
And as the Lakers have looked to fill positions, Clark, a real affinity for candidates with the Lakers history.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. They view it as a family, but here recently they've expanded their options and have looked outside of past Laker pedigree in terms of filling some key spots, which is part of what you have to do if you're going to move forward and be successful.
Now, here's Howard. Following the miss by Montrezl Harrell. Count that one.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Clippers trail by 10. Williams looking around. They could use a bucket. The Lakers with the rebound.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
And the Clippers have possession. Following the bucket by the Lakers. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Smith with it. Williams picks him up. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Here is Williams. Following the basket by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Williams with the ball. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Over Smith. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
Boy, I like that quick trigger release. So
He made it! He caught it!
big time.
Wow!
Oh, incredible buzzer beater there, guys. This crowd is going wild.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll return shortly. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me. In my darkest days, I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine. So.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast. As the second quarter getting going right now. And guys, the Lakers enjoying a nice lead here.
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Yeah, I agree. That was a flawless offensive performance so far. I mean, the shots have been falling. They're making good decisions. That's a nice recipe there.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. JaMychal Green is out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then there's Landry Shamet. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Williams at the 2-guard.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Looking at the last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to the Rockets. Pass to Harrell. Back to Jackson. Outside Williams. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Boy, he twisted his body up right there just enough to create space. Williams so slick and ill-like inside.
Rondo, no good. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 17.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
Here is Williams. Following the basket by Dwight Howard. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Dwight Howard. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Morris is checked in for JaMychal Green. Leonard comes in for Landry Shamet. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Well, he's an outstanding free throw percentage shooter. I mean, for his career, one of the best is Williams.
Rondo kicks to Caldwell Pope. Over Morris. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Takes the 3. No good. And the Lakers take it the other way. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. Paul George, he's checked in for Lou Williams.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Mark, we have seen so many great players in the history of this terrific game, but in your mind, who's the best who have never won an MVP?
Wow, you think about some of the names on that list recently, or not too long ago. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, same era. How about going back to John Havlicek, a former Buckeye and all-time great with the Celtics. Elgin Baylor, one of the first high-flying forwards that I recall, one of those really creative, do-it-all type forwards. Jerry West and Dwayne Wade right in that mix too, man. Those are some lofty names that didn't get an MVP.
Here's Rondo. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. On its way from Caldwell Pope for 2. And too long on the shot.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Lakers leading by 19 points. Kuzma finds Caldwell Pope. And the rejection by Harrell.
Boy, just not scoring with the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
Kuzma outside. Pass to Rondo. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Pass to Kuzma. Over Morris. Knocked away. The Clippers again turning it over.
And let's take a look at some numbers for Rajon Rondo. He's averaging 7 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contribution.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. Clippers trail by 19. Here's George, and the layup's good off the glass. George has got his second bucket.
Boy, George so long in all limbs, arms and legs, and he covers a lot of space in short bursts of time because of it.
Here's Howard, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. For a couple of years now, the NBA has released the last 2 minutes report detailing missed calls in any game. Does it hurt the officials to have that information out there?
I don't think it hurts. It's not always comfortable, but I like the transparency of the move. I really do. I think when we're transparent about the human nature of what we do as broadcasters or referees or players or coaches, I think it makes for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
Now here's Rondo. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Out to Smith. Over George. Off the left rim and out. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 17-point game. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. The Lakers shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now, here's Zubac. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Outside Leonard lets the three fly. Rebound by Smith. Lakers leading by 19. And it's Rondo penetrating. And the rejection by Zubac. And it's Leonard at the elbow. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
That's tipped. And here's the break. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
He does not lack for confidence. He shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Out to Kuzma. And again, the Lakers no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And it's Leonard missing. The Lakers shooting well, 50% from the floor. Rondo with it. George picks him up. Here's Kuzma. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
A go-to scorer's mentality for Kyle Kuzma, Clark. He's got a wide array of shots at his disposal.
Well, I don't know if there's a more versatile scorer as a young player in the league than Kuzma. He's got the turnaround jumper, the sky hook, step backs, drives it aggressively. Boy, he has got a lot in that book bag of his.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And a big summer for the Lakers, trading for Anthony Davis. For a time, Greg, it even looked like they had a great shot at landing Kawhi Leonard.
He ends up choosing the Clippers, which gives rise to a compelling rivalry. The nexus of NBA basketball has shifted to the city of angels. Whichever team you root for, LA fans with a lot to celebrate.
The Clippers have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
Free throw drops for Green. Williams, he's checked in for Paul George. He hits both from the stripe.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Here's Rondo. Green with the rebound.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Rondo with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. Rondo's running. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, he's a guy who looks for his shot often. He's energetic and outstanding at forcing the issue. Caldwell Pope is his name.
That free throw good from Caldwell Pope. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. And Caldwell Pope drops them both.
Kentavious Caldwell Pope, his defensive quickness sets him apart.
And here is Williams. From deep three-point range, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Kentavious, you guys came out with a lot of energy in the first half. What got you going?
Like you said, we came out with a lot of energy. We wanted to get easy basket layups, knock down shots.
You got all that and more in that first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are in control of this game, up by 18. Kenny, what did you see from them?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game. And that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And after a very lopsided first half, We'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You have to like what we're seeing from Davis.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. JaVale McGee is out there with Davis. Then there's Avery Bradley. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Green in at the shooting guard. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
Boy, and the wingspan McGee has covers a lot of ground. Very useful for shot blocking.
Trying to find Green. He's got it now. Kicks it out to Bradley. Caldwell-Pope outside. 6 to shoot. Here's Davis. Knocked loose. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. On Friday, they'll be facing Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And for that matchup with the Mavericks, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Boy, he's doing everything he can at this point. The rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
Bradley kicks to Caldwell-Pope. Now here is McGee. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Bradley passes to Davis. George with the defensive effort.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
And here's Bradley. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. Here's Davis. That doesn't go either for Davis.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And it's Leonard missing. Lakers leading by 13.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Here's Beverly following the basket by Anthony Davis. From deep, George. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
He can certainly stroke it from deep. The three-pointer is not a shot that George is going to pass up.
And the pass to Davis. Leonard with the steal. Now George, guarded by Bradley. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for the Clippers.
And lost his touch right there. Didn't see that coming. Usually, when he's hot, he stays hot.
You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers. James comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way.
Oh, that was a strong toe!
It never gets old seeing LeBron throw it down, especially when he decides to do it with a little flavor.
Clippers trail by 15. Here's Leonard. George trying to break free. And that one's good. Leonard's got 5 points in the quarter.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Green against George. Here's McGee. No good there. Great D that time from Harrell. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. The shot by George, wide open. Off target from three-point range. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Let's look at the stats for Beverly. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up about 5 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contribution.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Now LeBron, 6 points for him. Passes it to Kuzma. Inside, and stolen by Harrell. Beverly against Bradley. Now here's Leonard, guarded closer. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. It's Bradley on the wing. Green dishes to James. We know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf. And board games and reading probably are what occupy my time.
And the Clippers making a change here. Green is checked in for Morris. Landry Shamet comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Lou Williams is checked in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. LeBron James on the wing. He's covered by Shamet. James with it. He's got 8. To the paint, McGee takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. McGee's got his first points in this one. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Lakers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Basket counts.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Jackson against Bradley. Count the basket. McGee's got 4 points now in the quarter.
It really balances out the backcourt when McGee is able to provide points inside. I mean, that's big.
Clippers trail by 15. 11 feet away. Excellent D that time there from McGee.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
To the inside. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Boy, that's excellent work to get himself the and one chance. Kuzma's getting more and more savvy when it comes to getting to the line, drawing contact.
One thing about Kyle Kuzma, Clark, he's not a ball stopper. When he touches the ball, he is shooting it.
I would not disagree with you there, guys. He is fearless looking for his shot. He hunts his shot aggressively, and he's very efficient. He doesn't need a lot of dribbles, but the one thing I like about him is that he doesn't hold on to that ball long. He's going to make a quick, decisive move or get it out of his hands.
Here's Jackson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. On target from 13 feet.
No idea what they were thinking there defensively. I mean, that's a shot he makes often.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Green finds Kuzma. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. James, the pass to Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Here's Kuzma. And it's Shamet with the rebound.
It just seemed like they were out of sync and waited way too long.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We come back. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Lakers leading by 16, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So for the Clippers right now, Montrezl Harrell is out there with Landry Shamet. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Williams. And it's Jackson in at the 1. And for the Clippers, they're shooting not great, 40% for the game. Williams, that's good.
And look at how much pressure Williams puts on the defense in the open court. Always pushing the action and playing downhill.
Bradley kicks to LeBron. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Clippers trail by 14. Outside Williams. Loads it up there for Harrell. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
Oh, man. He seems ageless at times, guys. Somehow, some way, LeBron continues to rip off these insane sequences time and time again. Remarkable.
To the middle. Here's Shamet. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Shamet's got his first points of the game.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Ron right side. Shoots over Shamet. Davis, the pass to Bradley. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Morris is checked in for Harrell. Leonard comes in for Landry Shamet. And George is subbed in for Jackson. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial Sixth Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
And that one misses.
And they are shooting themselves in the foot here. They've lost their touch at the line. The percentage continues to drop from where it was in that first half.
Zubac finds Morris. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Beverly, and it's sent back by Howard.
And, you know, this is a definite strength of Howard's game. I think he's a rim protector of an elite level.
Rondo, good.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
George looking around. That one rolling around and rims out.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Smith dishes to Rondo. Morris against Morris. Over Leonard. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 4th rebound in this one. The rebound by the Lakers. Howard's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Smith. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Well, I love the confidence that JR shoots the ball with, and on occasion now, he can shoot you in or out of games when he falls in love with that 3.
The first one falls. And some changes here for the Lakers. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. And it's LeBron in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. That one is no good. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. Down by 15. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Lakers have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. Here's LeBron. Howard finds James. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Howard's got 4 assists now tonight.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Pass to Leonard. Over James. And that one goes long.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
And the Clippers call time here. And the bright lights of L.A. perhaps too much for some players. But you know what, Greg? Not for LeBron James.
This guy thrives in the spotlight. The Lakers crafting a roster to satisfy his championship ambitions. Off the court, the City of Angels perfect for maximizing his business aspirations.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwight Howard.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. His teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
Their previous 2 games, so something had to change to get them going again, and he provided that spark, giving them a huge jolt of energy.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
Rondo kicks to LeBron. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
Sometimes it's just better to concede a rebound instead of fighting through the guy and getting called for over the back.
Yeah, I agree. And you've got to have a sense of when you're not going to be able to get to the ball. That just wasn't a smart foul.
Morris into the lane.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
And Morris drops them both. Lakers leading by 15. Outside Rondo. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And there's 1:45 left in the 4th quarter. No good on the free throw.
Man, I tell you, you really have to appreciate how much Beverly hustles. He plays hungry and with an edge. He's skilled, though, on both ends of the floor in addition to that.
And here is Howard. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. Clippers trail by 15. Ball's knocked loose.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Lakers.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
In what's been a good season already, tonight's win will take their record to 50 wins, a big milestone here tonight. And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Dwight Howard.
Now, he was a problem on the glass today, relentlessly crashing the boards and came away with a bushel basket full of rebounds.
Pass to Smith. Rondo with the ball. Defended by George. Rondo passes to LeBron. There's the triple. Rebound by the Clippers.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And that one's good. Leonard.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Rondo kicks to Smith. Trying to get something going. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
So the first one drops, and that'll push the lead to double digits.
2 shots.
Smith hits them both.
Unflappable. This guy relishes being the man to put the game away.
Here's Mann. And again, it's the Clippers from deep. Davis against Patterson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Patrick Patterson. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 9. And both free throws good for Davis. 6 seconds left in the game. The pass to Zubac. Lets it go with a 3. No good. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Anthony, tell us the focus for the team coming into the game tonight.
Well, before we started the game, Coach came in and told us that we knew what we had to do. We were trying to stop a lot of their actions, and, our biggest focus for the game was guard the ball. That's what we did coming out of that timeout and never looked back.
And it led to a win. Thank you for your time, Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge.